So I'm going to show you two different places in Brightspace to monitor your students' engagement with your course through course statistics and data. So the first spot is under Progress. You go to Class Progress, and this is going to give you an overview of your students on the left-hand side, the amount of content in your course that they've visited, so that's materials in the content area, the logins to Brightspace. This is general Brightspace login, not logins for your course, but we'll show you in a minute how you can look at your specific course. Discussions. So if you have discussions for your course, that gives you an overview of how much they're engaging, and then an overview of their grades. So let's look at it. I'm going to look at a specific student now. If we scroll down to the bottom, it gives you some course access data. So this is specific to your course. What number of days did they visit it? What date did they last access it? That might be helpful if you have a student who hasn't turned anything in for a while and you are submitting an early alert about them, and you can say, hey, they last accessed this course on January 2nd and haven't turned in these 3 assignments. So that could be something that would be helpful to know. Let's go back to the top and look at the other section. If you go to the content area, click on Table of Contents, and then under Related Tools, there's something called View Reports. And this gives you an overview of the content that you've posted, and it gives you the number of students who've looked at that content, who've clicked on it. And then if you click on this here, it'll actually tell you which students those are. And then also the average amount of time spent on that material. 2 caveats to this. If a student clicks on the content and walks away from their computer, that's going to run that time up quite a bit. So there is a little bit of a limitation there. Second of all, if you have a link that links out in a different window, it only tells you like the number of seconds it took for that to happen. So while the window's opening, so it's not actually monitoring how long they're watching that video or looking at that article in another window. So those are caveats, but overall it does give you a bit of a sense of how much students are looking at the things that you're putting in there. And that can be helpful because if there's something you're spending a lot of time on, but students aren't really engaging with it, maybe you need to reconsider that form of content or that assignment and get some feedback from students about why it's not working well for them or why they're not using it. So those are the 2 ways that I wanted to show you about how to monitor your students' engagement with your course.